What's going on, boys? It is day number 4, reading through the book of 2 Corinthians. We are going to be continuing looking at what Paul talks about as what he describes for this chapter as present weakness and resurrection life. So it's going to be one kind of section that we're looking at today that's going to be broken up into 3 parts that I'm going to read here in just a minute. First off, I would just like to say I appreciate all the support that I'm getting for my allergies. I am feeling a lot better. I'm still dealing with the stuffy nose, but I am doing much better. I'm taking some medications, been trying to get outside and, just get more, just off, just sitting around. I was able to get out and do a run today before the rain hits. It's raining up here in eastern North Carolina. But just thanks to that, and if you're dealing with some sort of sickness or just anything that's, hitting you hard and mentally, I strongly do encourage you to just stay strong, just don't let those negative thoughts get to you. Just know that God is working in your life and that He is going to provide you with the way to get better. It may take some time, may take some, convincing by other people, may take some, truth, but I promise you, He will get you through it, and I really do think He's been working through me this week as far as dealing with my allergies and trying to stay, focused with this word and just trying to just be myself. I would like to go ahead and say that I been meaning to share this a while ago, but I wanted to go ahead and share this now before it gets too close. But I would like to say this Sunday, March 23rd, I am going to be getting baptized. So just a big kudos to all of my brothers and sisters who have been supporting me. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been looking forward to it for like the past month. But again, just thanks. And I wanted to go ahead and share that at the beginning of the video just because I don't want to have to get 8 minutes in it and then talk about it. But again, thank you for all the support, and I hope that you guys will continue to do well with whatever you are going through. So, jumping into today's word, our first verse we're going to be taking a look at is verse 6, where Paul says, "This is for God, who said, 'Let light shine out of darkness,' made His light shine in our hearts to give us the light of the knowledge of God's glory displayed in the face of Christ." So I think what he's getting at here, or at least how I interpreted it, when I highlighted it, was that, this light that he's signifying, obviously he's reflecting back to Genesis, where the first thing that God said was, "Let there be light," after He created the heavens and the earth on the first day. And I think what he's saying here is like, look, it's not about physical light. It's not like this light bulb that's just in your heart and it's just going to turn on. It's not like that. It's more of a spiritual awareness. It's more of a wisdom and knowledge, lock that has been in your heart for as long as, God has made you. And now that you have said, "I accept Christ," you have lifted your hands of Him, you have said, "I surrender to you," now that light can really be exposed, and now it can be broken free within your heart, and it can share with whatever you are, facing, because that allows Christ to, come within you and speak that goodness, and allows you to, reach out and serve and, be a more, not necessarily an extrovert, but more of a, outreaching person, and more of someone that people can trust, more someone that people can ask questions about, more someone that people can be like, that guy, he's very interesting. I see a lot of good in him. He gives me a lot of good advice. He's a great motivator. Like, I do believe that Christ is in me, and He's telling me something that I should be doing something. And a lot of times it is. Christ lives within us, and that's how we learn. That's how we make those changes. As we hear from other people, and we're like, okay, Christ is in them. I do believe Christ is in me. I feel like that Christ was talking through them to me directly, saying, hey, I need to go change this about my workout. I need to go change this about my diet. I need to go change this about my relationship. I need to go change this about my job or, school or whatever. Whatever it is, you have to be willing to, catch it at the right moment, because things happen at the right time with Christ. And Christ will call you, not say call you out for that, but He will pinpoint it directly to your life, to where you'll be like, and where you'll think about it, and you'll be like, that's interesting that you said that. That applies so well to my life right now. And then the other thing is that, the glory of God can be portrayed through us as we step into the light. So almost think of it as like a spotlight. All of us are in the dark. All of us are in that dark, room. And there's this one spotlight. There's this, imagine this like giant room that takes up like the whole screen. And there's this one little spotlight that's in the corner. and everybody's in the dark because they're afraid. They don't want to be that one person that's going to the light. When we step into the light, we become a role model for other people. We become someone that people can look up to and say, hey, that person stepped into it. I wonder if I could too. And you can. You can. You don't have to be afraid. Yes, stepping into the light with Christ is tough. It is very scary. It may seem embarrassing because, trying to tell people about what you've been going through can seem just hard. It can seem frustrating. It can seem just very confusing because you don't want to seem like you're just this bad person. You want to be honest because that's what you do. But that's the great thing about being in the light is the light allows the truth to come out of you, and it allows you to grow as an individual. We don't learn by forgetting our mistakes. We don't learn by just, shoving things down so far that we think, oh, if I just shove it down far enough and I step my foot on it, it's fine. Like, you don't learn that way. You learn by looking at it and saying, okay, this is what happened. Okay, let me pull this out and be like, okay, I did this, let me try this next time. Or I made this mistake, let me go this different route this time. Let me not say that word this time. Let me not respond in a way. Let me not make this certain judgment about this person. Let me understand that life is tough. We are all human. We are all prone to make mistakes, and we are all filled with that life to do what we think is right. And sometimes that leads us down a path that it takes us a long way until we realize that, hey, I don't want to do that anymore. So, but jumping into the second verse that I want to look at is verses 8 through 10. And it says, we are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. We always carry around in our body the death of Christ, so that the life of Jesus may be revealed in our body. So I remember reading verse 8, and I was really, it really hit me hard, kind of talking about how in life, there's going to be many things that are going to be thrown at many of these rocks of just, anger and, problems and just anything are going to be constantly thrown at you. And in life, you have two choices. You can either, let it beat you to your knees and let them just constantly hit you, or you can stand tall and you can embrace it and you can let Christ rule your life to be that shield from these things in life. Now, that doesn't go to say that, if you're a Christian, that, you're not going to be hit by anything in life, and if you're not, you will. It's not what it's mean. Because you're a Christian, like, you're still going to face challenges. But the difference is that when you're a Christian, you're aware of more challenges that are out there. You're aware of more sin. You're aware of what more things to come. You think more strategically. You think more of, okay, that's interesting. Let me kind of approach that, not necessarily always in a positive way, but more of in a just very determined and thoughtful matter that's going to make sense. And even though it may not seem like it makes sense at first, and it may seem hurtful to others, in the end, that's where you want people to realize, okay, that person made that decision for a reason. They didn't just do it just because they thought, it was a bit better for them, not for others. They did it for everybody. Christians make a decision that want to benefit everybody. We want to be able to help as many people as we can because we want to save as many people as we can. It's not our job to just speak to a specific person or just listen to God for ourselves and not, just reach out. Like, we have to, when we build that vertical relationship with Christ, that's when we know, okay. And then the second part is, how can I build out horizontally? It's almost like, think of it as like an L. When you receive it vertically, that's where you're going to receive most of it. That's where you get half. The other half is what God wants you to reach out to others. He wants you to build that vertical relationship. So don't just be willing to just take it all in for yourself. Be willing to share it. Let Christ speak through you and understand that there are challenges in life. We all face challenges. We all have sins that we regret, or maybe things that we wish we wouldn't have said or done, or people that we wish that, were a part of our lives no longer, or wish that hadn't been there. But what's important is that life is tough. Life is hard. Because if life was easy, there wouldn't be evil, there wouldn't be issues. Life is tough because in order for us to learn, we have to go through hardships. We have to go through problems. We have to go through points in our life till we are broken down, till we are on our knees begging, God, I need your help. I am broke. I can't do it. I have nothing. I cannot do this. That's where God can help us the most, is where we have faced so many challenges, where we are beat, we are hurt, we are lost, we are crying, we are just begging him, just saying, God, I need your help. And that's where he steps in and says, son or daughter, take my hand and let me help you. And that's how we get brought up into the light, to share his goodness with others and bring people up from that dark place they were at. And we're not going to go to the last verse. The last verse is 17 through 18. And I think this one is another very impactful one. It says, for our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that is far outweighs them all. So we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. So if you ever think that the things that you're doing aren't making an impact, or you think, oh, well, I did this, a lot of people are going to see it, but only like one or two people see it, you think, man, God, like, why is nobody seeing this? Why has nobody come up to me and, congratulating me? Well, maybe it's because that's not what his plan is for you. Maybe it's because the things that you're achieving are benefiting more of the glory in eternity, after your time here on earth. And this happens more times than not. There's very, very, I won't say few times, but in life, yes, you have very great times, but the eternal life, that's where you're going to have the best. And sometimes the things that you do, the discipline that you put in, the time and the effort that you put in, yeah, it may not be recognized by a lot of people right away, but to God it is. And that's where it can grow in the eternity. And that's where we need to focus ourselves on. Focus on what is unseen, not what is seen. If we idolize these man-made materials, we don't get anywhere. We get confused, we get lost, we don't know what to do, and we aren't good. It can lead to bad things. It can lead us to, getting mad at other people, hurting ourselves, and that's not what we want. People don't want to, be lost and confused. They want to know more. They want to know more about, how the world works, know more about, how our minds work. And the only way you can do that is by living through Christ. Another thing that I wrote down is that, although God, his physical self may be invisible, and although his, like I said, his personal spirit may be invisible to the human eye, his works and his creations are very much present in everyday life, between nature and our feelings and the way we spend time with each other, and the love. The love is probably the most prominent thing that proves God's existence. Is because we are able to love one another, and love isn't just something that comes out of it is from God himself. For God loved the world so much that he sent his one and only Son, so that whoever may believe in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. And I do wholeheartedly believe that his love is very much present, and his love is the reason why he exists. And yes, between the beautiness of what he's created in each and every one of us, and the beautiness of the earth, we are all, created in his image. We are all unique. There are no two people that are alike. And I believe that is another reason why there is a God, is because no two people are alike. We are all human. We are not robots. We have the ability to think and do what we want. We have the ability to choose how we want to live our lives. We can live our lives, kind of doing what we want, or we can live our lives following God, knowing that although we may not have all the money in the world, even may not have all the freedom, we may not have all of the answers to the world's problems, we know that God is there, and he will not leave us. He will not forsake us. He will not leave our side. He will always be there, even if we're by ourselves, because we are never alone. God is always with us. And that is the end of today's word. I hope you guys are having a great week. I hope to see you guys very soon. God bless. Peace out, boys.